Hello guys, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'll be giving you a brief overview of Syftset's predictions page. Syftset is a cryptocurrency price predictions platform where you can get buy and sell signals on various cryptocurrencies. If you are the type of person who just wants to know when to buy or sell a particular cryptocurrency, all you have to do is visit the website. A link is included in the description below. Navigate to the predictions page, which is this page. Select your symbol or the cryptocurrency. Currently, BTC USDT is selected, which is for Bitcoin. Then over here, you select the strategy you want to use. Currently, the selected strategy is PAT strategy, and here is the signal. So at this present time, the signal for BTC USDT is to sell. It's that simple. But as you can see, currently we have 9 strategies. Which of these strategies should you use? When should you use them? And why should you use them? To find that out, keep watching this video. You've probably had this scenario where when you see a coin rising, you rush to buy the coin. But immediately you buy the coin, it begins to fall. So you sell the coin. And when you sell the coin, it starts rising back up. So you rush to buy again. And then the process repeats itself. This platform is designed to help you limit the occurrences of these kind of scenarios. Also, for some investors, they prefer to buy and hold a particular coin. But let's consider the case of BTC and how that may not always be the best option. Consider an investor who buys BTC at below 10k US dollars but preferred the buy and hold approach. That investor would have watched BTC rise to above 60k US dollars only to watch it fall back to just a little above 20k US dollars, losing a lot of already gained profits. But if the person had used this strategy instead, the person would have sold off BTC at above 50k US dollars, as can be seen by this line moving down and then buying back at this line going up. From this example, you have seen that a person using this strategy would have saved a lot of money from this point to this point. These green lines are strategy lines or prediction lines. So when they are down, they mean the signal is to sell, and when they move up, they mean the strategy is to buy. But exactly how do we know if this strategy actually outperforms the buy and hold approach? For this purpose, we have provided a backtest, which you can use to backtest your data and find out if the strategy performs better than the buy and hold approach, or if the buy and hold approach performs better than. Clicking the backtest button here gives you access to the backtest data. As you can see, we have a buy and hold return and we have a strategy return. So the buy and hold return calculates the percentage amount of money you would have made if you had bought the coin on this start date and held the coin till this end date. While the strategy return refers to the amount of money you would have made if you had used the strategy between these two periods of time. That's between the start date and then the strategy date. As you can see, the buy and hold return for this current selected symbol BTC USDT is 200%. Meanwhile, the strategy return is 356%. And as you can see, the strategy return is actually bigger than the buy and hold return, which means that the strategy outperforms the buy and hold approach. As you can see here, this is the difference. So it calculates the difference between the strategy return and then the buy and hold return. So if it is positive, it means the strategy performed better than the buy and hold approach. And if it is negative, it means the buy and hold approach performs better than the strategy. If the buy and hold return is a negative number, it means you would have lost that percentage amount of money. If it is a positive number, it means you would have made that particular amount of. We've been using the PAT strategy all this while, But one thing to note with strategies is that not one size fits it all. The strategy that performs well for a particular symbol may not do well on another symbol. So here we've been using the PAT strategy. And then from our back test, we can see that the strategy return for the PAT strategy is actually greater than that of the buy and hold approach by 156%. The symbol is BTC USDT, and then the interval is 1-day interval. But how well does this PAT strategy do on another symbol? For the purpose of this video, let's check out the BNB USDT. So we've selected the BNB USDT pair. As you can see here, the symbol is BNB USDT. The interval is still 1-day interval. The strategy is PAT strategy. But as you can see here, the strategy's return is 1,614%, while the buy and hold approach is 1,866%. This means that the buy and hold approach performs better than the strategy's approach, and as you can see here, the difference is minus 251%, which means that the buy and hold approach outperforms the strategy's return by that amount. So what strategy would do well on this BNB USDT 1-day interval pair? For the purpose of this video still, let's try out the ETA strategy. So as you can see, the ETA strategy has been selected. The symbol is still BNB USDT, the interval is still 1-day interval. But as you can see here, the buy and hold return is still 1,866%, while the strategy's return is 2,100%. This means that this strategy performs better than the buy and hold approach. And then the difference between the two is 234%. So for the BNB USDT 1-day interval pair, at this point in time, the ETA strategy would be preferred over the PTA strategy. But so from the previous example, we've seen that the ETA strategy performed better than the PAT strategy. But would this strategy perform well on this same BNB pair on a different interval? For the purpose of this example, let's try out the 8-hour interval. So for the 8-hour interval, you see that BNB is still selected. So we've selected the 8-hour interval. As you can see here, the symbol is still BNB USDT. The strategy is ETA strategy. As you can see here, the strategy's return is 10%, while the buy and hold return is minus 20%. So that means the strategy performs far better than the buy and hold approach. But is this strategy the best strategy for this interval? Let us check another strategy. So we've selected the TSA strategy now. The interval is still 8 hours. The symbol is still BNB USDT. As you can see, the buy and hold return is still minus 20, but the strategy's return is 35%, which is greater than the ETA's return of 10%. So it means that for this BNB USDT pair, 8-hour interval, at the point of making this video, the TSA strategy far outperforms the ETA strategy. The ETA strategy did well on the 1-day interval, but it is being outperformed on the 8-hour interval. So the trick is to find the strategy that works best for the symbol and for the interval. While some strategies work on a particular symbol and interval, they may not necessarily do well on another symbol and interval. So you have to find the one that works best for the particular strategy and the particular interval. We've also added another additional metric, which is called the trade expectancy. So the trade expectancy tells you the percentage of money you should expect to make per trade placed using the strategy. So at this point, you can see that the the trade expectancy for this strategy is 9.6%. So if any on any signal that this strategy gives, you should expect to make 9.6% of your capital. That's by using this strategy. If it is a positive number, it means that in the long run, you should expect to make money. If it is a negative number, let's check out another strategy. So if it is a negative number, as we can see here, the strategy is the expectancy is minus 0.56%. So using this strategy in the long run would lose you money. That's for the ACF strategy. So that means the ACF strategy on this particular symbol and interval is not advisable at this point in time. One thing to note about these strategies and the backtest data is that they change. With time, strategies either perform better or they perform worse. So always be sure to check the backtest data on every update. At the point of making this video, TSA performs very good for this particular BNB USDT 8-hour pair, while ACF strategy does not do well at all, having a strategy return of minus 20%, as can be seen here. But that doesn't mean that when you watch this video, the results will still be the same. Maybe by the time you watch the video, the ACF strategy may be doing as well as the TSA strategy. Always check. Other additional metrics that have been provided are the maximum drawdown duration, profit factor, and the win rate. An explanation for all these metrics are given. So when you click on them, they open up some explanation. As can be seen here. That should probably be all for the predictions page. If you've been using platforms like Binance to trade, you are pretty already familiar with this setup. On the left here are the cryptocurrency prices. At the bottom here are the dates. This line, when they are down, they mean to sell, and when they move up, they mean to buy. Clicking on the price line at any point gives you the price of the cryptocurrency at that point in time. As you can see, you can actually slide through the graph to see past data and past predictions, like so. You can also use these sliders at the bottom here for the same effect, and these buttons too. They all serve to do the same thing. Clicking on to zoom in on any part of the chart, use this tool. Over here are the intervals. If you don't understand what the intervals are, please drop a comment and you'll be replied. The 1 hour intervals update every 1 hour. The 2 hours intervals update every 2 hours. The 1 day interval updates every 24 hours, like so. So the interval you want to use depends on the type of trader you are. Most active traders prefer using shorter time intervals like the 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours intervals, while inactive traders prefer using the longer time intervals like the 1 day intervals. So if you don't have time to always check the graph, you may want to go for the 1 day interval, while if you are always active, you may want to go for the 1 hour intervals. Is go to the website, navigate to the predictions page, and you would find yourself staring at a screen similar to this. A link to the website is given in the description below. Also, on the platform, you can connect with other traders through the chat interface. So when you navigate to your profile, you go to feed, and over here, you can connect with people and then post about anything crypto related that you may want to talk about. Thank you for watching the video. Bye for now.